Hey guys, my name's Doug with Infotainment.com. Today we're working on the 2019 and up Ram 1500, the new body. Today I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to install the LED fog light upgrade. This particular truck had the halogen, or has the halogen fog lamps. We're going to upgrade them to the LED version. These are 100% factory, and as you'll see, they're 100% plug and play. In this particular truck, we went ahead, we're upgrading all the lights in the truck, the exterior lights, to all LED. We did the headlamps already. We have a video to show you how to do that. We did the tail lamps with the built-in blind spot monitoring. We have LED puddle lights and the new power folding mirrors we put in here. We're just going around the whole truck. We're upgrading everything to LED. This particular kit here is great. Carry it here at Infotainment.com. It includes obviously both your passenger side and driver side fog lights, the fog light brackets, the little bezels that go in front of it, some loose hardware screws and nuts. We also include the bezels in case you have the parking sensors, and you'll be able to explain how that works as well. Last but not least, when you're done doing the upgrade, you have to program your truck's BCM for the LED fog light upgrade. That's when we paired with OBD Genie to have a do-it-yourself programmer. You install the little security gateway module bypass device. Run this in your OBD 2 port. Takes about 30 seconds. You get a green LED. You unplug it. You're done. It's awesome. Check them out, obdgenie.com. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get started and show you guys how to do it. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to start on the driver's side. So I went ahead and removed the tire. Now you can, if you have a lift, put the vehicle up without having to remove the tire, basically getting at it from underneath. But basically all we need to do is just remove this little panel here of the fender liner. It's just held in with 3 8mm screws here and 2 8mm screws there. So once you remove this, you get perfect access to the fog lamp itself. Keep in mind, the driver's side and the passenger side are identical, so it's going to be the same process here on the other side. You'll notice right here is your fog light bracket. There's going to be 5 screws you need to remove. They're all 10mm. You're going to have one here, you're going to have one down here, one over here, and then 2 at the top. They're all this this size and color here, like kind of like that brushed silver look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on top. Now to reach the ones on top, sometimes I find it easier just to remove a few bolts here of the upper head or upper fender liner. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a push pin here. Once you remove those, you can kind of peel this back. Gives you a little bit better access to the 2 top screws. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and remove those. Then you have a little push pin here. You just grab it with a set of pry tools or a regular screwdriver. You can just yank that out. Then what you can do is kind of just fold this back a bit. Now you have perfect access to the 2 top screws. All right, we went ahead and loosened up all the 10mm bolts, the 5. Now we're going to remove the fog light connector. So you want to pull down on the red tab and then press in and unplug it. You can kind of set that aside. We're going to be fooling with this here in a minute, and I'll demonstrate how to do a little bit of repinning, which is real easy. So I'll go ahead and disconnect, or rather unscrew the 5 screws. We could pull it away. Now you'll notice on the bottom there is a little Christmas tree clip that holds the wiring to it. Go ahead and just pull that back. Now we can remove the halogen fog lamp right now. All right, the next step is we're gonna remove these 4 8mm nuts. You notice them in the corners. Go ahead and remove those. Once you loosen them up a little bit, they are easy just to kind of pull with your hand. This one back here can be a little tricky just because there's not a whole lot of space, so I like to use a wrench to get this one. But once you loosen them up, you can just grab them. All right, these bolts down here we're actually going to want to save. So we can go ahead and pull those out. We're going to put this on the new one. The ones back here are a little tricky. You can actually get those ones out after you pull out the bezel. So at this point we're ready to pull it out. You can see a clip here, clip down here. Just kind of pull down. While on the outside, you're kind of pulling it from the outside. Just pull down on it. It should come right out. All right, now we have the whole assembly out. So we're getting ready to install the LED assembly. Before we do that, we have to pull this little yellow part of the connector out. Basically what we have to do is swap the pins. So there's 2 pins in here. There's a pin 1 and a pin 2. And we just need to pull them out. Now, in order to pull them out, you have to press on the side of the pin. There's like a little black tab right here, and a black tab there. If you kind of just pull the tab away from the pin, it'll come out the back. So kind of apply a little pressure on it as you're doing it. Pull that little black tab away, and it just comes right out. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to reverse them. So we're going to move them to the opposite. Like this. Push them in. And you'll hear them snap into place. Give it a good tug too, just to make sure they are in place. You can kind of hear it clip in there. And then go ahead and put your little cover back on it. Just like that. All right, now included with the kit is a replacement bracket. So you can mount your fog lamp right into it. So with the kit is also some hardware. So you're gonna have 2 nuts, which are gonna install up here. And then you're gonna have 4 screws, which will secure your fog lamp into the bracket. So we'll do that now. All right, so we have our 4 screws here, just kind of put in by hand. We're gonna take these 2 little nuts, stick them in like this. So this point is pushing down or forwarding down like that, and then we'll just tighten up these screws. All All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install our fog lamp bezels. So there's two different ones. There's one for a vehicle that does not have parking sensors, front sensors, and then there's one for vehicles that do. Now, if your vehicle had the sensors, go ahead and remove them from your old bezel, stick them in through the front along with the washer in the back. Obviously, you can just plug those right in, just like they were designed. Also, look at our website because we are coming out with a factory front park assist system this summer of 2020. So that would be a great time to go ahead and do that install while you're already got the fog light out. So take a look at our website for that. Nevertheless, just for the purpose of this video, we're going to go ahead and install this one here. Now, if you remember back up in here, it was a little difficult to get the nut off. So we're going to go ahead and put it in here. We're reusing these from the old one. I'm going to go ahead and put two of them in. And then we're just going to stick it in like this. Just like the other ones. Just kind of push up on the tabs. All right, one of them did jump out on me, but the most important one is this one back here. It is a little difficult to put it in once the bezel's in, so I like to do it before I pop it in. But nevertheless, that one stayed. So these will just come in and put into the exact same location as the factory halogen brackets. Then we can replace the 4 nuts that we took off initially. All right, those 4 nuts are all nice and tight. You notice that the clips around the perimeter are all on the inside here, and we do have a nice flush look on the outside. All right, now we're ready to install the driver's side fog light assembly. So basically, take it like this. There is a little guide pin here, as well as a hole to put it up in at the top. Basically, you're going to kind of come in on the inside of this bolt here, so you can start inserting all of your screws. All right, we got all 5 screws nice and tight. The assembly is nice and tight. You will notice from the front that there is a gap. That is perfectly normal. That is exactly how it should be. Just a small, maybe 1/4 inch gap between the headlight and the fog light and the bezel. Nevertheless, go ahead and stick this little Christmas tree clip into here. And now you can plug this in. You'll hear it snap into place, and then push your red tab forward to lock it in. We can now reassemble the liner here and move on to the other side. got our liner all back put together, put the wheel and tire on. So now I'm gonna lower the jack. We're gonna go to the passenger side, do the exact same thing, and then we're gonna run our OBD Genie programmer. All right, to install the OBD Genie tool program into the new body Ram 1500 2019 and up, the first thing we're gonna do before we run this fob in the OBD2 port, we're gonna plug in the security gateway module bypass. Now the gateway module is located just behind the headlamp switch. You can access it from underneath. So basically, there's two plugs plugged into the gateway module. We just have to disconnect those two plugs and temporarily plug them into here. These are the two plugs. The module is located right behind here. Simply plug those two plugs into the bypass, like that. Now we're going to put the vehicle in the run position and plug in our Genie programmer. You'll see a series of lights. What we're waiting for is the solid green light. We do see the solid green light, so now we can remove it. It'll no longer be needed. All right, we shut the vehicle off. Now we're going to disconnect the two plugs we plugged into the bypass. And we're going to plug these two plugs back into the gateway module. All right, this now completes the OBD Genie programming process. You can now stow these away. You will not need them anymore. All right, as you can see, we have the 100% factory Mopar fog lights installed. It looks really, really good, the LED. If you come up here, you can see we already upgraded to the LED headlamps. Just makes the front of the truck look so much sharper and cleaner. Looks really, really good at night as well, but here's a brief overview of what it looks like during the day. We do this upgrade and so much more at Infotainment.com. Not only the front headlights, but also the tail lights. The LED version, which looks really cool. Furthermore, the fog lamps, you can go from the halogen to the LED. And then another video we have, we show you how to install the LED bed lights. So you're really surrounding the outside of the vehicle with the latest technology. On the inside of the vehicle, we do so much more. We do the digital cluster upgrade, so you can go from the base model to the full digital cluster. We do every single factory radio upgrade that Ram offers, whether it's this radio here with just satellite radio, or you can go to the 8.4-inch UAM option code, which includes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the UAV option code, which includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and built-in navigation. Then, of course, the awesome upgrade, the 12-inch, which includes everything. That's a cool upgrade. Other things we do power folding mirrors, we do blind spot monitoring using all factory parts engineered right here by Infotainment.com. What about cat skin leather seating? We do that as well. We also show you guys how to install it. Come over to our website, Infotainment.com, and check us out.